Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. Welcome back, or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky, and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, in all my videos or on my live feeds, simply take what resonates, and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. I know I'm a day early. I am aware that it is Sunday and not Monday morning, so don't worry. I haven't lost it. I had a sudden scheduling change tomorrow morning, and I have to be somewhere at 8 a.m. So I'm not going to be able to be live on Monday morning, so I thought I would come on now and do an energy update so that we didn't miss a day, so that you had a chance to listen in after the replay and just have a listen to what Spirit said and what the week ahead kind of feels like to me. And as always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Oh, so random. Yeah, happy Sunday, guys. I had a unexpected scheduling change this for tomorrow morning, and I already did the channeling. So I thought I don't wanna leave you guys without a live video. So you can always catch the replay if you can't join us here this afternoon. But I did the channeling for the week for next week. So and then I'll hang around as long as I can and grab a few questions. So it's good to see you all. Thank you for telling us. You're welcome. I like to keep you guys in the loop, and I do try really hard to be consistent here on the channel with the lives and with the energy updates. I know that the support here really helps you guys, and I love you guys. So I just thought I would come on in today and talk. So I've got quite a bit to talk about for the upcoming week, and I think it's probably going to trickle into the month of April. But there's a lot of self reflection and world reflection, and that's something that Spirit talked to me quite lengthily about when I did my channeling. I took quite a few notes. Um, Identity, our own personal identity, and giving ourselves permission to change and to kind of put down what no longer resonates. It's going to be a bit of a theme coming up for the next week or so. And this whole self-reflection and belief systems, you may be pulled to change your belief system, and it's totally okay to change your belief systems. What doesn't resonate with you can change from day to day, and what doesn't resonate with the collective is changing from day to day. The whole world self-reflection, I think, is going on right now. I think there's been a lot of reflection. I think that you guys are all aware of it to some degree, perhaps, but it also has this personal piece. And I think energetically, this upcoming week, we're going to be like, I don't think that resonates with me anymore. I think I want to try this. And sometimes we're afraid of change, and so, like, can I change? Can I change how I view things? And absolutely. And I feel like there's going to be some deep thinking in the next week or so. You may be finding yourself kind of pondering things. I think it's time to try something different. I think it's time I want to shift how I'm thinking about that. Or perhaps there's going to be some thinking on, that really affected me, and I think I need to go stand over here and kind of, like this whole new creation of new ideas and new people, and trying new things, and coming in and out of different things that are available for learning tools as well. It's okay. And sometimes we struggle with that, with this whole self-reflection. The other thing that really interestingly came up, and this is in a positive way, is ego identity. I think that ego identity is going to be peeking up its head. Doo-doo-doo. And and ego identity, it feels in a very positive way with the ego. It doesn't have that harsh, or that the other side of the ego. The ego can be very good as well, and I think sometimes the ego gets a bad reputation with the word. But the ego identity, and just kind of shifting into new parts of you, and I really felt this whole coming out. I just felt like, okay, here I am. I'm going to stand a little bit more in my power. I'm going to stand a little bit more in my truth. I'm gonna be okay with who I am, and I don't have to necessarily pretend to be somebody that I'm not. And that can be connected to some of your belief systems too. And I understood that. I took a gasp of breath in of air in when I was channeling, because I really felt that, when I was shifting into saying, here I am, and I talk to dead people, and here I am, and this is what I do and what I resonate with. It felt like a similar feeling to that. And I think collectively we're going to be going through a little bit more of that in the next upcoming weeks. This new part of you, is coming out. And it just, and we don't always have to know what that is and what that looks like in the moment. We don't have to necessarily have all the answers. I just know that I want to try something new, or perhaps I'm just feeling a little bit different. Perhaps you're just feeling a little bit different, and you don't have to try and sort it all out at once. You can just allow that, what you're feeling to kind of grow, because there is a lot of creative energies and a lot of creative juices coming up. um I also felt a lot of, and I'm going to try and state this the best way that I can. Sometimes it's hard for me to put physical world words into the energy of what I channel. I felt like we were graduating. I felt like we were wrapping up some old stuff. And I really felt like we were, celebrating, all of the things that resonated with us before and being able to let them go. And I felt like we just needed to give ourselves permission to graduate. And that ties into this whole new sense of self, or new feelings, or new belief systems, and giving yourself permission, and giving yourself an opportunity to create, and giving yourself an opportunity to feel. Now, I also felt a lot of healing emotions coming up in the upcoming week. I feel like there's a lot of healing work that you've been all doing. And I feel like that healing work, I feel like you can feel it embedding in yourself. I really feel, if anybody's listening right now on the live, has anybody been feeling, I'm starting to feel a bit better about myself. I'm just starting to feel like, you know what, I think I'm navigating that quite well. So I'm just curious if anybody has been feeling a little bit of that, because it's coming in this week. And sometimes we struggle as humans to acknowledge that the positive that we are doing, the changes that we are making, being able to acknowledge. And perhaps you need to sit with a little bit of that self-reflection that I talked about. And when you sit with that self-reflection and just kind of acknowledge, you know what, I think I'm learning here, and I think I'm starting to see some of my learning, and all of that good stuff that I've been doing. I think I'm starting to feel a little bit better. We often tap into what doesn't feel good, well, what doesn't feel great, what doesn't feel like, we're so used of leaning into what's wrong, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I think we're going to be coming into what feels a little bit more on what's right. Right now, this whole world of self-reflection, and I just want, if anybody watched, I still haven't gone back to rewatch it. As if anybody watched the energy update or energy predictions for 2025, and I talked a lot about this whole collective piece of people coming together. And I'm not one to watch the news, or check in on a lot of world events, but I just happened to be in a public area where there was one of those TV screens, a mass amount of people gathering peacefully in rallies and coming together. The world self-reflection is going to get louder. That is some self-reflection. The world is going into some self-reflection, and I think it's going to get louder and brighter and more brilliant. And I feel like as we kind of navigate through that, there are some big pivotal moments that are going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. I also just want to touch base for a moment. And I do see there's quite a few questions there, and I am going to grab some. We do have another eclipse coming up. Now, a lot of you struggled with the last eclipse. There was a lot of people that reached out to me with, Lana, this eclipse energy, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Now I'm like, don't worry, you're going to make it. Well, we have another eclipse coming in on the 29th, and it does, before you take a big breath in and panic, it does feel a lot lighter. It feels more of a celebration. This eclipse feels like the other side. It does feel better. The one thing that did come up with me, though, when I sat with the energy of the eclipse on the 29th, and just kind of remember that I said it, is, some people in some relationships are struggling. And I feel like if you're in a relationship that's having a hard time, I just felt a softening around that. I felt like there was a softening there, whether it be, permission to let each other kind of go in separate directions, or things are going to be working out a little bit easier for you. If the whole relationship stuff that's been kind of lingering, I've been talking about that for several months, is, people are struggling with one another. I do feel like we're coming into that softening, and softening may be, okay, I think I need to go this way, and you need to go that way. Or softening can also be, you know what, I think we've worked through a little bit of our hard stuff. There's a lot of that's going to be kind of percolating a little bit in the relationship. And relationships, is all levels. It's not just intimate relationships. It can be your friends, it can be, neighbors, it can be whatever's going on as far as relationship goes. I also felt this huge potential energy were coming in with this eclipse. It was like, you know your great potential. You know, when we talk about, oh, you've got potential. What does that really mean? What does that really mean? I mean, not funny. Oh, you got potential. Potential is a funny word when you think about it because it requires an action. And I think that our potentials are going to be we're going to be stepping into that with action. It's going to be a great time for action. It's going to be a great time for manifesting. It's going to be a great time to create. And it's also going to be a good time, or well, it's always a good time to plant new seeds, but it just has this feeling of heart, emotions, kind of healed kind of energy coming in with this eclipse. And I just felt that whatever you've been holding back on, whatever potential you've been holding back on, I just feel like on, oh my gosh, you're going to step into it and take action with your true potential. And we all have potential. We all have potential. It's a funny word. Anybody else agree? Potential is a funny word. And I sat with that with spirit with this whole potential. And spirit was like, more and more people are going to step into that with action. We all have the potential to heal, do better, to thrive, to strive, to clear it up, clean it up. And I just felt that people are going to be working through that with just like this magic wand. And it was such an incredible, sometimes I just wish I can give other people my spiritual vision. It was such an incredible moment where people are going to come into that heart space, and it felt quite fiery, and it felt quite good with, I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm really going to do that. And whatever the do that means, it's going to be um, just such a satisfied feeling. And it all trickles back into a lot of the reflection that we're kind of going to be navigating through. Fran, potential always feels like it comes from expectations of others. Yeah, good point, Fran. But I also think that our potential, we all have, the ability and the desire to grow and to try something new and to become more expansive. And I think a part of ourselves holds a part of ourselves back. And, whether we're whatever, for what I'm sure there's numerous reasons, whether we're afraid or other people's judgments or whatever, I'm sure we can sit here and list off many, many, many reasons. But I feel that we're going to be coming into more of, I think I'm ready. I think I'm going to really push myself. I think I really want to do that now. I think I'm ready. And I'm more ready now than I've ever been before. That's how it felt. So, and we do wobble, and don't get me wrong, we're not going to wobble. We all wobble. I mean, like, we're going to wobble. We're going to wobble through figuring that out. But I just feel like we're coming into a space of more of a, I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that. I'm working through that. Look at me. I'm going to work through that. I just felt this coming into that space. And I think that we often, spirit has asked me this. I can't even tell you how many times. Why do humans struggle with the good part, the easy part, the light stuff? Why do you always cling back to the hard and or lean in so much on what's wrong with your physical world and what not, and more of what's right with your physical world? And when just sit with that for a moment. Why do we do that? Because they want to know. But why do we do that, right? Like, I mean, like, there has to be a point where we just kind of frolic in this in that satisfaction with what's in front of me right now, and where I'm going right now, and what I'm working on right now, right now. All right, that's Spirit's rant. My notes. That's Spirit. That's what Spirit had to say for the upcoming energy. I do want to grab some questions before I have to go. So let's jump in. Look at to see all you guys. I'm so happy to see all your cute little energy in your faces. I guess I can't really see your faces, but I can just feel the sweetness in this group today. I'm just anxious for tomorrow's first day at work. This is calming for me. I'm grateful. Really embrace that first day. Really embrace the first day. Think of the magic in the first day. The first day never comes again. You get to see new people, and it all feels good in the end. You get to feel the energy. Find some excitement in that. Shelby. Hey, Lana, love to see you in the afternoon. Any messages from Spirit? Shelby, I feel like I've got to say whatever you've been cultivating or growing. So whether that be new things, new ideas, or I just feel like it's all around you. And I just feel like it's coming closer. All this magic, all these things that you've been kind of working on and working through. I just feel like there's this magic circle that's got you held. And I really feel that you need to know that it's all okay and you're held and you're safe and you're loved and you're protected. And I just feel like whatever you've been working on, and I feel like a creation, like it feels more like a manifestation. It feels like, fresh things. It feels very fresh and exciting. It's all around you. And I just think sometimes we just have to kind of take a closer look or a deeper look or have that awareness of, ooh, it's working out. I just feel like I need to kind of give that to you there, Shelby. I hope you understand. I hope that's clear. Shaz, I'm very confused about my future career. Do you have any insight from Spirit Team? Shaz, I think you need to give yourself a little bit of time. So I think that you need to just give yourself a little bit of time to breathe, a little bit of time on your own. I feel like I don't know if a lot of people or there's a lot of influence or you're asking, too many people what should I do? What do I want to be? Where do I want to go? I feel like I've got to kind of like come right here, back into your heart space and sit with it yourself and feel that. And if I was to say to you, what do you want to do? And you're going to say, Lan, I'm confused. I just simply told you I'm confused. Give yourself some time. I feel like you've got to follow the pull. I feel like you've got to kind of cut all the noise out from all around you. People are lovingly giving you advice. It's not coming from anywhere else but a place of love. And I just feel like I've got to say to you, where do you feel pulled? And I need to whisper in your ear, you're going to make the right decision because there's no wrong decision. It will all be a path of learning. It'll all be an adventure. And you just got to kind of trust where you feel like you're pulled and navigated to. I know you're probably thinking, well, thanks, Lana. Thanks for nothing. But I feel like I really feel like I need to say, I need to get you to look within what feels so good to you and give yourself some time to breathe in that. Caitlin, thank you for the surprise Sunday live. You're very welcome. Any messages from me, from Spirit to me? Any guidance in the near future in terms of decision making? Caitlin, your intuition is stronger than you give it credit for. Number one, I feel like you have got great intuition. You just haven't leaned into, allowing it to kind of bloom and to trust it. And it is a hard one to trust. I feel like I've got to say to you, very easy. Good feels good, bad feels bad. And in the terms of decision making, I feel like you've got the courage to do it, if that makes sense to you there. I feel like I feel like you're kind of like feeling out, where's that courage energy? I feel like you're going to find it and you're going to ride it and you're going to do incredibly well. And I just feel like I have to say it's really time to start trusting yourself. All right. I know. I know. All right, Easy Puff. I've just started thinking those similar things again yesterday, today specifically. I'm glad it resonates with you. Spring, surprise. Hope all is well. How did the girls do in the hockey game? Any news from my guides today? The girls did very well. We made it to the semifinals and they lost in the semifinals. Um, it was a lot of fun. And the teams always win with grace and lose with grace. And I'm really proud of the efforts and the teamwork and the togetherness. It's a delicious energy it's and I know, we all know this, but not all teams and not all people embrace this. There's lessons to learn when you lose, right? And there's lessons to learn when you win. And it was a great way to spend the weekend no matter the result. I only have 2 more weekends of hockey left and then hockey will be ending for the season. And as a little bit of mixed feelings there, but I'm grateful. It was a wonderful year, and I'm grateful that it's ending. Fran, my daughter is self-sabotaging herself because she's afraid to succeed or afraid to leave me in my situation. Fran, I feel like it's a bit of both. So I almost feel like she's got no awareness to it. I also feel, Fran, that it's also got a pinch of afraid to let go. It's like that next step, 'cause this is how they're showing this to me, and it's really, really cute. When she was learning to walk or ride a bike, and you took your finger back or you took your hand off the back, and they go and they wobble, and you know how they, fall and look for you? It's that, and here's how they're showing it to me. She's afraid that if she falls and you're not right there, So I think that there's that piece of that of in the mix as well is it's not just the self-sabotaging or worried about you. It's more about what if I fall? So I think, and I think and it feels very much normal for, this timeline in her life and for the age that she's at. And I just think that gentle, help holding her together, letting her feel, letting her voice it, letting her have her temper tantrums, as we all do. I can put up my hand. I still sometimes I have temper tantrums. I think we all do. I do it in a very therapeutic way. I go out to the bush and frolic in the forest. But we all have our moments where fear of the unknown creeps in, and I think she's kind of playing in a little bit of that. But I do feel that she's gonna succeed, and she's gonna figure it out. And I think sometimes we just have to remember that sometimes they just need, and I know that you do this, Fran. I just feel like I just got a reminder that your hand is always right there. You're still holding it. It's just, it's just being held in a different way. Right. I hope that that helps you, my friend. Jennifer, I literally journaled validation for my feelings about my mother and offered myself permissions for my feelings. There it is. There it is. That there's more of that energy coming in. There it is right there, Jen. Thanks for sharing that because that's exactly what I'm talking about is offering yourself permission for your feelings. Marlene, thank you for teaching insight. You're very welcome. Easy Pup. My man says he's tired of always smelling a burnt hair smell on his hands forever now after having COVID. Doctors don't seem to know anything. Do you see this as some serious underlying problem? No, I don't. I don't see it as a serious underlying problem. I just want to feel that into that a minute. Just give me easy puff. Just give me a second to kind of reread that. I don't feel it as an underlying problem at all. And I do feel, even though it's been a while, um, I do feel it's going to go. I also feel like it, and again, I know you know this. I'm not a doctor, but there's just something that has shifted there with the olfactory nerve and is in the olfact. I don't know. I think it's in the brain, the olfactory nerve, and I feel like it's almost like on when a button is stuck, this is how they're showing it to me. On a keyboard when the button is stuck and you can't use the letter Z because it's stuck. That's how they're showing it to me. It is going to lift. It is going to lift on its own, and I don't feel worried. But absolutely continue to consult with your with his physicians if he's concerned, or asking for referrals to sort it out. But I don't feel worried at all. Casey, pretending to be someone I'm not has been such a huge theme for me. This makes a lot of sense. Casey, and I think if we're all a little bit, if we're all really honest, I think we've all done that at some point. I think that sometimes, for many reasons, the ego likes to feel good. So I'm going to pretend to be somebody I'm not so that I feel good. Sometimes we don't necessarily even know who we are. Who who are you? Right? Without using a label or a title, without using mom, sister, coworker, without using a label, sometimes we truly don't know who we are, and we're figuring that out. So it's Casey, you're not alone in that. And another piece to that is sometimes we're so afraid of not being accepted or not being understood, and we all want to be understood, and we all want to be cheered for, and but it doesn't always come to us, so we don't want to disappoint others is another one. There's so many reasons why we can pretend to be someone that we're not. um and I feel that, Casey, I feel that you're going to peel a lot of those layers off. And I think that underneath all of your life experiences, you're discovering who you are, all of who you are, in pieces of who you are and sections of who you are, because I think that we do have, multiple versions and layers of who we are. And I also will say sometimes, in certain situations, because believe me, I've learned to read the room when it's not a great place to say what I do. I may have to change the wording, because sometimes it's just not safe to say, "Hey, my name is Lana Zelinsky, and I talk to dead people." Do I hide it? No. People, will I say something on the line? Well, I work in the holistics, or because sometimes it doesn't feel safe, right? So Casey, sometimes maybe you haven't felt safe to show who you really are. There's many different reasons why we may not show who we really are. And it takes some healing, and it takes some trust and some growth. But I'll tell you, nothing feels better than letting it all hang out. Well, nothing feels better and freer than being able to say, "Hey, here I am." Right. And I think that, I know this upcoming week or two, we are going to be coming into more of that empowering. Here I am, energy, and seeking people who understand it. Maybe, something that helps you along there too. Starting off being safe with where you're at. I'm going to tell you a really funny story. And it's an interesting story. And this is when Spirit started giving me the energy update. Yeah. I can't believe I'm going to share this, but I'm going to share it. So at the hockey game yesterday, I was sitting comfortably on a bench, and I went to stand up, and my pant pocket caught a nail. You know where I'm going with this? Uh-huh. So there was like a 6-inch rip in my pants, right underneath my right cheek. And my coat wasn't long enough. It was a short coat. And there I was with part of me hanging out. Can't believe I'm sharing this with you, but here I am. So as I was like, oh my gosh, and mortified that my cheek was hanging out, Spirit started talking to me about how people are not comfortable with kind of being who they are and letting it all hang out. So I'm going to show you. So I didn't even have a full sheet of paper. I had a little sheet of paper where I started taking notes. So there I was at the hockey game, channeling from Spirit about letting it all hang out, and how the energy this week was going to come, and how the ego identity and the self-reflection and the world. Funny, I know that's how Spirit got my attention, because Spirit has something to say to me and I wasn't necessarily paying attention. So they got it. Kayla, look at you, beautiful. Kayla, oh my God, Lana, I'm here. Does Spirit have any messages for me? Um, I feel like your trust meter is really getting quite high. I feel like and I need to acknowledge how well you're doing with managing stress. I feel like but I feel a little bit dehydrated, Kayla. I suddenly just got really, really thirsty. And it's not my thirsty, it's your thirsty. I feel like I've got to say, with intention, charge your water bottle up. Just simply add some healing energy, just simply adding some manifestation, adding a little, just literally hold your cup and go like this. I'm just going to add some manifestation to my cup. I'm going to add some energy to my cup of my water. I feel like I've got to kind of like hocus pocus, charge your water up a little bit and start drinking more of it. I just feel like it'll help you. I just feel like, I don't know if you're very visual or if you're very hands-on-y, but for whatever reason, I feel like I need to kind of like, I'm going to charge this up. It's just something that will help remind you that you're good. This is good. I'm going in the right direction. However this lands, I'm landing, right? So I just feel like I need to kind of like say, try that, Kayla. Fran, I feel I'm more accepting of things and starting to flow more, worrying less. Well done, my friend. Well done. Oh Lord, I hope I'm graduating. I want to be healed and ready for the next level in life. Easy Puff, and you're well on your way. Think about, you've been following me for a while. I know that you are very spiritually open, just based on your comments here. Feel, so what? Give yourself a graduation. Give yourself a graduation. It doesn't have to be anything, fancy or anything like that. Just visualize your spiritual graduation cap, and I'm ready. I'm ready for new. I'm ready. I'm ready now. Right? Allowing ourselves. Sometimes we hold ourselves back, and healing is an ongoing process. And I will say this to you all. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Healing is ongoing, and we are healing as we grow. And our healing occurs even as we level up, as we try new things, as we grow forward. Our healing work is ongoing in this physical world. I I'm still healing. I'm always healing. I'm healing from yesterday, today, probably tomorrow. But we're always kind of working through our stuff. So allow yourself, and here's one thing that you can kind of say, I'm moving forward and taking my healing pieces with me. Moving forward. Taking my healing pieces with me. We don't have to have it all worked out and sorted out to graduate. Okay. So give yourself permission to rise up, to step forward. I'm gonna step forward. I'm gonna put my head out and see what's out there. Marlene, I just watched Kyle Gray that wrote Angel Numbers. He said, God does not forgive, for he has never condemned. That was a shocking statement. Okay, Marlene, thanks for sharing that. I'm going to agree with Kyle on this one. And I just want to share my own personal experience when I crossed over into the spirit dimensions. So, for those of you who don't know my story, I'll keep it this short. I've died a couple times, and over to the spirit dimensions I went. Short version. And when I arrived over to the spirit dimensions for my life review, and I sat down with Source Energy, and I sat with my spirit council, and I got to watch my life review, not once did I feel shame, embarrassment, judged. Not once did I have any fear that I was not once. It was only love, and it was only gentle, and it was only supportive, and never ever once did it ever feel like I needed to ask for forgiveness or be embarrassed at all. And Spirit said to me, we're here to help you. And you're doing well. I have to agree with that. I don't feel it. We're not condemned. And I've been over there twice and twice. And I have felt the same way. Only beautiful love. It was only love. So absolutely, I will say Kyle is right on that one. Um, Tamers, live Lana makes my heart happy. Thank you, Tamers. Lana, any messages from me from Spirit? Wes. Okay, so Wes, this is something that's funny. So Spirit just gave me an appraisal of you. This is really, I chuckle, Wes. I don't think Spirit's ever done this before. Wes, you are priceless. And your value of yourself needs to kind of lean into that a little bit. Wes, you're priceless. And so I don't know if you're struggling a little bit, Wes, with that, worthiness, good enough, or deserving enough. Spirit just showed me this whole priceless. The, Wes, you're incredible. And frolic in that a little bit. We all have, our learning, and we all have our differences, and we all have things that people don't understand. You're priceless, and you all are priceless. But it was just this, Wes, it was beautiful for Spirit to show me that. Okay. I've been working on becoming more magical, Marlene. I love that. Right. I always say, help yourself, if it resonates again, help yourself with little tools. Give yourself little tools. Create a little magic wand and keep it in your pocket. Right? It can be a stick from the forest, or a pen from your desk. When you struggle a little bit, pull out your magic wand and look for the magic, right? When I struggle sometimes, and I struggle too. I have my moments too where I've got to, like, where's my mindfulness tools? I've got to hocus pocus, change my focus, right? It's work being here in the physical world sometimes. But Marlene, I love that you're working on becoming more magical. Try some tools, try some pixie dust. I carry pixie dust in my pocket. It can be sand from the beach, it can be anything that represents some magical dust for you. Okay. Wow, action with our potential. Yeah, I love that too. Action. It's time for action. Action, action, action. Step into it. And it doesn't, action can be, I'm showing up today. I'm so action can be acknowledging that you're doing your best today, and whatever your best is, to get rid of your measuring sticks on where just it is my best. Just if sitting on the couch with a cup of tea is what I need to do today, that is my best, right? It's just about giving ourselves that action, right? Taking action, and putting one foot in front of the other sometimes is action, right? Okay. Well, there goes the magic mouse. Me and my magic mouse that goes flying. Okay, there we go. Sorry, guys. Where were we? Spring, hubby and I were having a little struggles last week, but this week we're kids again. I love that. I love that. Tammers, I think it's driven by evolution. Those who focus on survival from tigers survived. Absolutely. And some of us were dinner for tigers. Some of them may not have been able to run as fast as the others. So sorry, Tammy. I had the chuckle there. Casey, I'm feeling very stuck. Is there anything or messages in spirit or ways I can better connect to my spiritual team? Casey, I love how you worded that, by the way. Um, Casey, here's a suggestion, and I do say this often when people use the word stuck. Stop using the word stuck. You're not stuck. It's just not moving fast for you right now. I'm learning something right now, and just kind of like that self talk. I'm not stuck. I'm learning something. There's something else for me to learn that I just haven't seen yet or figured out. But you're not stuck, because stuck would be that you're stuck, like you're literally stuck in like wedged in a corner or something, and you're not. You're just learning. The word stuck, has a vibration, and our words do have vibrations depending on how we use them. So I would change that word stuck to I'm learning something right now. I'm going to take a look around and say, okay, what am I learning that's going to help me move forward? What am I learning that's going to help me move forward? Sitting with your spirit team is very simple, Casey. Talk to them like you would anybody else. Hi guys, thanks for coming. It's that simple. There are so many, and it drives me mental. You want to make Lana mental? Talk about gatekeepers. That'll make me mental. There's so many books that say you have to do it this way and you have to do it that way. You have to do it this way. You have to light a candle and walk in a circle. None of it's true. You simply have to say, I could really use some help right now. Can you come with me? Can you help me through that? Journal to them, talk to them out loud. Casey, I also feel like I've got to wiggle. I feel like I've got to wiggle. I've got to start moving the energy around. I've got to, and I feel like, perhaps it's like an old story that you're telling yourself. So is there any old story, like I know, just an example, Casey, something along the line, I don't think I can do that. Um, I can't let go. The words like I can't or I don't know. You do know, and you're learning. If you can just change how you're talking to yourself, Casey, I feel like it's gonna start giving yourself some momentum. And I also feel like I need to say to you, you are so supported, both here and there. You're up there. You're so supported, right? So I just feel like I need to kind of like lean into that support, sit with your spirit guides, and say, okay, guys, I'm having a really hard time. Can somebody, I need someone to help walk me through it. Sometimes we have to go through our crap, and Spirit has said to me 1,000 times, I'll say, why can't you just make this go away? And they're like, because you have to walk through it. We're coming with you, but there's something for you to learn and you're going to gain strength. I feel like I've just got to say, talk to them that way, like your best friends. Bring them everywhere with you. Okay. And treat your spirit guides well. Right? Gratitude is goes a long way with spirit guides. Okay. Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. Are dreams sometimes portals to other worlds or dimensions? Yes. Psychologists say that you can't read or tell time in your dreams because your brain can't comprehend in this state, but I'm able to. Absolutely. So let's talk about this. Okay, so there are many different types of dreams, and some dreams are, Alyssa, very similar to astral travel, where you can use the dream as a portal into another dimension. And yes, you can have an awareness of many things: time, taste, smell, all of it, all of it. And I understand, psychologists like to know the science and have to have the evidence, but and some evidence we just don't. It's not, we just don't get it in the science world. But absolutely, dreams can be portals, and it can be very, very similar to how people can astral travel with an intention to go. I astral travel quite often, and sometimes I just go through a portal, or I'll dimension jump. Right, I'm gonna dimension jump, and when you think about it, Alyssa, when I'm channeling, or when any medium or anybody is channeling, when any of you are channeling, you're going into a different dimension to get that information. or someone from another dimension is coming here. When we're sleeping, and I think, Alyssa, whether I think you're aware completely of even how you do it. You may not be able to verbalize it or describe it, but your consciousness does. Your higher consciousness knows exactly what you're doing, where you're going. And I love that for you. I hope you journal that, Alyssa, because it's quite profound. In our brain, so let me just insert this food for thought. Our brain does not always come with us because it's physical. Our brain is physical, man, is physical. When we astral, our physical body doesn't go with us, right? It's kind of cool. So, and our soul, or the essence of who you are, whatever word you want to use, your energy, your higher consciousness, it's non-physical. So it's able to go from dimension to dimension to dimension, but your brain stays here, which is why your brain doesn't remember, and which is why there's all of this talk of, it can't happen because our brain can't comprehend it. Perhaps, but energy is very powerful, and energy is more powerful than your brain, and your energy can comprehend it. Okay, way to go, way to go, girls. Regardless, thank you very much, Spring. Okay, guys, where are we? Vinny, Lana. I have to say thank you again for a wonderful message this past Friday. Any messages from Spirit from me? Vinny, you're very welcome. I'm so happy that that you found that message helpful. Vinny, I feel like I need to say, we're always on a new path, and sometimes we don't know the directions on that path, and sometimes we do. And I just have to say, from the spirit dimensions, well done trusting, well done just trusting, and that trust will grow, and it will become easier, and you'll become stronger as you learn to trust, and as you learn, and as you grow. And I just feel like I need to say, Vinny, gentle on you, gentle on you. Okay, you guys, I am going to take a scroll down here. Kyle, 'cause I do have to get going. Kyla, Kayla, sorry. Thanks for sharing that story. I love how much you trust the spirit in embarrassing moments. A spirit that goes out of their way to get my attention, always. So most times, I would say 99.9% of the time, I'm always plugged in. But those one time or two times that I'm not, or moments that I'm not plugged in, and if spirit has something to say, they will get my attention. One time, tell you guys a story. I probably should have done a video on this, but I didn't because it was a really short story. But I was this spirit was trying to get my attention, and I was very, very preoccupied. And if I'm not kind of tuned in intentionally, sometimes I do miss hearing spirit. So I tripped and kind of landed in the arms of a very nice looking young man. Um, yeah, and he was, gentle with catching me. And as I kind of regained my composure, um, spirit started talking to me. And it was spirit that kind of tripped me to land on the direction into the person that needed a message from their brother who had passed tragically and very suddenly. But it happened in the most awkward, funny way. Because, when you kind of land in someone's chest, it has a moment of embarrassment, but that's what spirit needed to do to get me to connect with this guy. So it was quite funny. But yeah, spirit does have a big sense of humor. Okay, guys, I know there's still quite a few questions here, but I do have to get moving. That's what you said. Any insight on my endoscope this coming Saturday? Know that we're all there with you. I don't feel worried. That's what you said. I don't feel worried at all. I feel like you're in good hands. I feel like I need to say you got this, and now we will all be with you energetically. Lana, I've learned so much from you today. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. There's some new names on the channel here today, and I'm very grateful. So welcome if this is your first time joining us for a YouTube live. Know that you are very loved and supported here, and this is a very safe space here. And it's great to see you, and it's great to see some of you that I haven't talked to in a while. Welcome back. And this space is always here for you. Always a safe space here. Marlene, I feel I would like to say thank you to you and your spirit guides, Lana, and guardian angels, as well as thank you to you. Oh, thank you very much, Marlene. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the love and the support here on the channel. It's a beautiful space. This is a beautiful space to hang out. I love it personally. All right, you guys, have a great week. Let me see what Friday looks like before I say anything about Friday. Pretty sure I'm here, but let's double check. My apologies for not being fully prepared. Friday we will be here. March is over. Friday, March 28th. Friday I'll be here for Ask the Medium. Oh, we have to do our animal book, our animal spirit guide, don't we? All right. Very safe spaces, Wes. Welcome to the community. I love you guys. Kayla, you're the reason why I trust so much. If you can do it, I can. That's right. We all can. And trust is something that we learn. And I trust is something that there's no limit. It's not like you hit your head on a ceiling and say, oh, that's the maximum amount of trust. There's no limit to that growth. I trust immensely. And I know that there is still a lot of room for me to grow my trust level. And I mean, I trust 1000%, but there's still room. And I still will have my learning, and I will have experiences where I'm going to have to dig deep and trust, because there's no ceiling. No ceiling. All right. Okay, you guys, focus. What do we need to know? Fran, you're not focusing. I just had to poke Fran. Bull. It's a long one. My voice is, I'm surprised I have a voice, because I was really giving her Friday and Saturday. This is a very fertile and dynamic time, so allow yourself to indulge in any creative projects you've been considering. Your life is headed on an upturn cycle, so welcome it and enjoy it. This is a very prosperous time for you. See, you guys get manifesting. You'll soon receive an unexpected windfall. Windfall can also mean something more than money, right, you guys? Enjoy the material possessions you have and release those that have served their purpose and are no longer useful. Set your sights on your goal, get committed to it. Action. Sorry. I get squirreled as soon as, like, oh my gosh, we just talked about that. Set your sights on your goal, get committed to it, and move toward it steadily and persistently, but don't rush ahead. No matter how harsh the emotional climate or physical environment, you will endure. You're discovering a primal strength and fortitude inside you that is increasingly available to you for your protection. Right now is right now, it's important to provide extra guidance and protection for any children you domain. Our kids always need to be protected with energetically all the time. All the time. Meet any challenges head on with courage and persistence. Look to your family or group of friends for support, comfort, and protection. Pursue the educational course you've been considering. Draw on masculine energy, whether you're male or female. Teamwork is the best way to achieve what you want to accomplish. Should we pull an angel number? I'm a bull. There's Fred. Oh, Fred, oh my God, you were right. Oh, Fred. Fred cracks me up. 316. You are working with powerful ascended masters who are supporting your material needs. Trust and be open to receive their support, which is always available for you. Our spirit guides, source energy, whatever belief system that you connect the word source energy to, always right here. Always. All right, so another one. I'm having a really hard time disconnecting the live, just as an FYI. 280. Have faith that all your financial needs are being taken care of by sources loving attention. All right. You guys, I do have to go. For my local peeps, have a little look at my website. There's some new things that are on there. I am working on the Zoom sessions on a few things as well. I've got some new workshop, new classes, and there's a spirit cafe for my local peeps. And there's a couple retreats on there. Grand Bend, I'm coming your way. Very excited to go to Grand Bend in June. Healing with Horses is up there as well. Lorena, why can't I remember my dreams? Sometimes we don't remember our dreams. You can try setting an intention, but for many people, they don't always remember their dreams. And some people don't ever remember their dreams. Believe it or not, I'm not a big dreamer. I don't get a lot of dreams that I remember. Mainly because I think I spend so much time in the spirit dimensions, as without dreaming. Some of us are able to connect with spirit in our dreams and not necessarily remember. Not an unusual thing. See, look at there's another one, Marlene. Thanks for reaching out there to Lorena. I cannot remember either. Alyssa, I wish I lived nearby. Come this way. Come this way. I am working on, I don't know all the details yet, but I am working on, and I don't know how it's going to work, how it's going to work because I'm learning. I am working on an online retreat. And I've talked to a couple of my students who are master class level, at healing and readings, and I'm trying to get a online retreat going on. Saving up for my plane ticket to YYZ. Oh my God, Wes, so cute. Janelle, hi Lana, I caught this live. I'd love an online retreat. Yeah, I'm working on how to navigate that and how to offer different packages for an online retreat. So for example, there may be, a couple different workshops going on at different times. Um, so I'm just kind of working out how that will look like and what I'm going to offer. Because online retreats are very different than in-person retreats, and I just want to make sure it's a magical experience. Am I allowed to attend, or am I not focused enough? Fran, you are more than welcome always. There's always a seat for you at any workshop. So yeah, Fran, you crack me up. Have a great week. I will see you Friday. I really got to go because I've got to be somewhere in the next 35 minutes. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided day. Take care, you guys.